Hi, Arcfieldweather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Thursday morning, May 26th. Another relatively cool day here in the Mid-Atlantic region. High temperatures in the I-95 corridor region from D.C. to Philadelphia to New York City. Not too far from the 70-degree mark. That's below normal for this time of the year. It does turn warmer and more humid on Friday ahead of the next strong cold frontal system. That cold front and an associated upper level low will set the stage for numerous showers and potential strong to severe thunderstorms in the Mid-Atlantic region later tomorrow into tomorrow night. And that upper level feature is a slow mover, and it will cause some unsettled weather conditions in the Mid-Atlantic on Saturday, but it then slides to the east as it weakens by the time Sunday and Monday roll around, and those days will feature plenty of sunshine, and temperatures will keep creeping up. By the time we get to the Memorial Day holiday on Monday, it could very well reach, let's say, the upper 80s in places like D.C., Philadelphia, and New York City. Again, that's Monday afternoon. By the way, we talked over the past couple of weeks about a possible tropical, an early tropical threat later this month or later next week in the first week of June. Indeed, that is on the table. We'll talk briefly about that possibility for the end of next week. Let's start off here by looking at WSI's and telecast.com radar loop, and we notice a lot of showers across the Tennessee Valley all the way down to the deep south. This will include possible strong to severe thunderstorms later on today into tonight. You can even tell a little bit of a circulation here, and that's the upper low feature, and that is contributing to a lot of instability in the atmosphere. Don't be surprised if there's some severe thunderstorms that break out with some heavy downpours. Quite a humid air mass riding up to the north from the Gulf of Mexico today into the Tennessee Valley, and tomorrow right along the eastern seaboard we'll see dew points jumping considerably than what we've experienced over the past couple of days. Well, in terms of severe weather, this is the outlook from the Storm Prediction Center of NOAA. They're based out in Norman, Oklahoma. And again, with that upper low sliding into this part of the nation right here, this is where we could see some strong to severe thunderstorms today. Let's say the Tennessee Valley all the way down to the deep south from places like Huntsville, Alabama, across to Nashville, Tennessee, and all the way up into Dayton, Ohio, Columbus, Ohio. This region right here is where we will be on the lookout for some possible severe weather. That all slides to the east by the time we get to tomorrow afternoon and evening, right here along the eastern seaboard, really right along the I-95 corridor region. Can be some afternoon or especially evening strong to severe thunderstorms, again with the possibility of some heavy downpours, just as is the case today in the Tennessee Valley. Maybe some damaging wind gusts as well. All of this associated with that strong cold frontal system at the surface and a pretty vigorous upper level low that we'll focus in on over the next couple of minutes. Here's in fact a look at that upper level low. We're looking at the 500 millibar vorticity maxima forecast mass by the 0Z run of the GFS. Pretty impressive to see this sort of a feature this time of the year. We're getting into the late part of the spring and not far away from summer, and these tend to form farther and farther to the north as we get closer and closer to summertime, but still quite a bowling ball here, quite an upper level low. And again, that's contributing to an influx of air from the Gulf of Mexico into the Tennessee and Ohio Valley, and it's lowering stability levels in the atmosphere, which could lead to strong to severe thunderstorms during the midday, afternoon, and evening hours today. And watch as this slides slowly towards the eastern part of the nation. Here we are by tomorrow night, sitting to the west here, and this is the time frame for some possible strong to severe thunderstorms in the immediate I-95 corridor region. There can be numerous showers ahead of some of the main bands of thunderstorms later tomorrow into tomorrow night, but this upper level feature will certainly cause a shift in the possibility of severe weather today from the Ohio and Tennessee Valley, tomorrow into the eastern part of the nation. And it's such a slow mover. Here we are now Saturday morning, sitting right overhead in the Mid-Atlantic region. So the holiday weekend will start off unsettled in places like D.C., Philadelphia, New York City. Possibility of some shower activity on Saturday, maybe a thunderstorm or two. It will not, however, be a total washout. I do not expect a washout on Saturday in the Mid-Atlantic region. That system tends to weaken and continues to slide off to the east. By the time we get to Sunday, a pretty nice weather here in the Mid-Atlantic region for Sunday. High temperatures, probably 80 degrees or so in the I-95 corridor region. Plenty of sunshine. Turns even warmer by the time we get to the holiday on Monday. Here we are, Memorial Day weekend. A strong ridge of high pressure dominating the eastern half of the nation. Very warm conditions. Could certainly reach the upper 80s as an example in D.C. on Monday afternoon, Memorial Day, and certainly mid to upper 80s possible in Philadelphia, New York City as well. And that relatively hot weather will remain on Tuesday of the early part of next week. Well, let's take a look at the surface forecast maps, again using the operational run of the GFS, the 0Z run. And here we talked about the Gulf of Mexico area. This is the forecast map from 0Z for early this morning, right now, the early Thursday morning time frame. This flow of air right here out of the Gulf of Mexico into the Ohio Valley, the Great Lakes, is pumping much more humidity into the atmosphere. Again, low pressure out here, winds flow counterclockwise, and that is promoting this moist flow of air from the Gulf of Mexico. And that's an important contributing factor. Several ingredients are coming into place today in the Tennessee and Ohio Valley, tomorrow in the east, for the possibility of strong to severe thunderstorms. Number one, high humidity levels. Number two, a strong surface cold front. And number three, what we just talked about, strong upper level support, a strong vorticity maxima sliding from west to east, acting as a culprit to instability in the atmosphere. Let's move forward here and look at this line that forms by midday right across Alabama, headed into Georgia. Watch out, that could contain some strong to severe thunderstorm, with the main severe weather parameter threats being damaging wind gusts and downpours. The high precipitable water, there can be a squeezing of the atmosphere to produce some flash flooding type rains, and certainly isolated tornadoes on the table as well. That whole system slides into the eastern U.S. and right here, by the time we get to midday on Friday, there'll be numerous showers and the upper level low hanging back over the Ohio Valley. So the threat for showers and thunderstorms certainly looks like it'll continue into the evening hours tomorrow night. D.C., Philadelphia, New York City, perhaps the best thunderstorm activity will hold off as well until, let's say, 6, 7, 8, 9 p.m. tomorrow evening. And again, with that upper level feature hanging back here, by the time we get into Saturday morning, still unsettled across the northeast U.S. on Saturday morning, into the Mid-Atlantic region. Again, not a total washout, but showers are possible, maybe even embedded thunderstorm or two. That whole upper level system finally weakens and moves away by the time we get to Sunday morning. Looks like clear skies for the Mid-Atlantic region on Sunday, and with the additional sunshine on Sunday as compared with Saturday, you can expect temperatures will jump up as well, probably into the 80s on Sunday in the I-95 corridor region. By the time we get to Monday, and here we are now Monday morning, Memorial Day, we have a combination of high pressure off the coast, and on its backside there's just a warm flow of air all the way up into the middle of the nation, really the eastern half of the nation. A hot day coming up on Monday, highs perhaps 90 degrees in some parts of the D.C., Philadelphia, New York City corridor. Stays relatively hot on Tuesday as well. Now let's quickly go into the latter part of next week. We've talked about possible early tropical threats. Here we are now in the middle of next week, and which is June 1st. And then notice here by the latter part of next week, we're seeing a little bit of a low pressure area right here. Could be a tropical type of system here later next week. Go out a little bit farther in time, and here's another potential system by the time we get to about a week away from now, maybe next Thursday or Friday, perhaps over Cuba, but certainly this could end up anywhere in the Gulf of Mexico, possibly affecting Florida. So certainly the latter part of next week, there could be some early tropical threats that we'll talk about over the next several days. But for the immediate future, we have warmer, more humid conditions moving into the Mid-Atlantic region on Friday, and the possible strong to severe thunderstorms today in the Tennessee and Ohio valleys, and tomorrow afternoon and evening in much of the eastern part of the nation. And it turns hot by the time we get to Memorial Day holiday for much of the eastern third of the nation, with high temperatures by Monday afternoon, perhaps 90 degrees in places like D.C. and close to 90 in Philadelphia, and New York City stays hot on Tuesday as well. That's it for now. For ArcfieldWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.